had no money, like less than no money.
Six-figure business with under 5k followers.
North London girly, women in business with chronic illness should charge more. I see content and Instagram as a CRM. I attract those who feel like the black sheep of the family. What will never change is your stories, and that's what makes the sale.
Exactly.
Hey London Business Babe. This community is built for us and by us to ungatekeep your next move and life in the city. If you never want to miss out, subscribe to the Substack where episodes will land straight in your inbox. Now, grab a cup of coffee or your favourite beverage and let's get into today's interview.
Hello and welcome to Coffee and Oysters, the London Business Babe podcast, where we get you together with business tips that actually work and let you know where it's worth tapping your oyster around the city. My name is Frances Matthews. I'm a certified Notion consultant and founder of the Notion Bar, where I help my clients get their lives together with Notion, essentially. And today's guest is the fabulous Jess Bruno. And if you are a London business babe listening to this, you will likely know who she is, because I feel like at least 5 guests or something have shouted you out on this show. But Jess is that content strategist, and she's helped over 400 small business owners turn followers into paying clients. She's built a 6-figure business with under 5k Instagram followers, which is proof that you don't need to go viral to grow. Her business began after chronic illness forced her to leave her corporate marketing job at 27 with just 30p to her name. From her first £25 consulting session to hitting 6 figures in 2024, she's been living proof that small, engaged communities can create big results. Now, she works with founder-led business owners with under 10k followers, building sustainable content strategies that bring in sales without burning out. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
It's so exciting. How is your week going for the people?
I mean, I'm not sure when your upload schedule is, but this has been the hottest week. This is a heat wave week.
Yeah, this is end of May bank holiday for people to reorientate yourselves.
Yeah, so my week's been good. I've been mostly melting, but any big project work I've just saved till the evening. So I've kind of been like chilling in the day and working in the night. And I'm also... I've got a new offer that's coming out on Friday, so I've been like getting ready for that.
Exciting. Yeah. I feel it's like getting ready for a boxing match or something. Getting ready for it.
You know what? I'm hoping this is going to be like the softest launch I've ever done.
Oh, I love that. Like a soft launch, but like actually like a soft.
Well, I've been like seedling launching it since January.
Okay.
And just like planting the seeds. And yeah, I'm excited to see how this one goes and what happens.
Are we allowed to know what the offer is?
Yeah.
Since this is going to go out afterwards anyways.
So my hero offer is something called Formula Hun, which is a group program. And I was part of that group program. The Huns get content prompts every week. And so I've taken that section of the program and created a lower ticket membership where you can get 5 content prompts per week. They've been built for founders who are the face of their business, who want to start posting more around their personal brand and kind of embodying their niche. So it's going to really help you kind of post like really spicy cunty content basically and get your voice out there. So it's 5 content prompts per week plus a monthly co-working session.
That's so fun. Yeah. That sounds great.
It's low lift. There's no like yap or community. It's just for you to get inspired and to have me kind of do your content for you every week. All you need to do is fill in the blanks.
I love that. You know what? I appreciate that, because I feel like a lot of people these days, when you think community, you're like, oh, there needs to be like a group chat and like there needs to be this and that. And it's like, no, sometimes you can just get it done, you know?
Yes, that's the intention for this. This is about you to dial in on yourself. You can just get it done. You need the ideas. It'll stop you like rage scrolling for ideas. And if you want to have that like taste of community, you can come into the co-working call. But like, this is not a space for networking. It's not a space really for, there's no extra notifications. just the prompts.
That's pleasing to my ears. No extra notifications. Oh my
No
gosh.
extra notifications. You're just going to get one notification from me for a week with like, hey, here's what you can post this week. Have fun.
Love that. And how did you get obsessed with personal branding? Like what was that journey for you?
I think so. I'm trying to become more comfortable with the term, like coining myself the princess of personal branding for founders. I'm trying to anoint myself there because I think niche is really important. There are a lot of people that are like, you don't need a niche. You need something. And if you really like repel the idea of being in a niche, which I found a lot of my clients did, I honestly just exchanged the word niche for personal brand and let the founder become the embodiment of their business, and all the things about them become their niche. They're both the same thing, but people seem to resonate more with the term personal brand because it feels more like them, especially if you're the face of your business. I have this thing that I tell my clients around baked beans. I'm going to give you the analogy. I believe that if baked beans were sold in glass jars, no one would buy them because they look like gross gelatinous clumps of like, it just doesn't, it's not very appeasing, but they've got the packaging on them and we buy the beans and we know they're delicious. That's what I've kind of done by interchanging, niching down and building a personal brand. I'm selling you it's like the beautiful packaging on top of you should niche. Sell on what they want and then teach on what they need.
Oh, I love that. That's so clever. And so are you a trained like marketer, or like how did you get into this line of work?
So the only degree I have is in vocals. I have a 2-1 degree in singing.
Obsessed? Wait, what? I feel like I would knock some law.
I'm really good at singing. I will wipe the floor with all of your karaoke asses. But in my second year of uni, I was like gigging, I was singing, like teaching full time, gigging on the side of uni, and I was in a band, and my whole life was kind of going towards being in the music industry and being in the vocal side of the industry. I wasn't even like just teaching, I was like specifically teaching girl bands and consulting on harmony. Like it was very niche. Like I was on the path. I did singing from primary school, secondary school. I did it as music college, music uni, and then in my second year of uni I got really sick. So in my second year of uni I got diagnosed with inflammatory bowel disease. It went from like 0 to 100, and I was in that year, I think I was 21 or 22, I was just constantly in hospital, and I was living in Brighton, and I think I spent about, I don't know, every other month I was admitted to hospital because I was so ill. And so I had to stop teaching, stop going to uni, stop all of my everything, and just reassess what I was doing. I was able to get some benefits, which was amazing because I was that poorly, but it wasn't enough to support what I needed to do and like just pay my bills and my rent. And so I got a job in my local cinema, and I was just like sweeping the popcorn and doing all the cinema things. And there was an opportunity to work in the cinema on a Saturday and assist with a event that they did called Kids Club, which was really sweet, little like Saturday morning, and that kind of like brought out the performer in me. I was like giving everything to these little Tommy's 6th birthday. It was really cute, and that actually ended up with me becoming like the manager of Kids Club, not only for that cinema, but the opportunity came up for me to move to London and start Kids Club in London, and not only like run the event but promote the event. And in 3 months in one location, I made it like the most popular, busiest. I had 100 like kids and parents coming every weekend.
Obsessed.
And that was the way I kind of learned how to do marketing, but like very like I'm learning as I go. I'm posting in Facebook groups. I'm telling people how to do it. I didn't go to marketing school, but I was really good at selling that. And then I eventually left that job and moved into another job, which was working for the comeuppance of the boozy brunch parties. Have you seen like R&B brunch?
Oh yeah, like
brunch?
garage brunch.
Like garage brunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I worked with a company right at the beginning of that. And when I started with the company, they were doing one event or like 2 events a month. And by the 5 years after, once I left with them, I think maybe 3 to 5 years I was with them, they were global. And so I learned a lot about marketing on the job. And then in 2019, I got really sick again. I had to leave my job. I had to work everything out. I had to move home and live with my mum and my grandma. I had literally no money, like less than no money, and no idea what the fuck I was doing with my life. And a few months later, COVID hit, and all of my friends, especially in the creative industries, were starting businesses to counteract they lost all their money from doing their creative gigs. They were becoming coaches, they were becoming resin ashtray businesses, and I was getting inundated with messages asking me for marketing advice because they knew my background, because the company that I worked for was quite well known. And so I was getting all these messages, and my mum said to me, I bet you could charge for that. And I was like, what?
That's not my job.
I was like, I had no concept of business owner, entrepreneurship, any of it. I couldn't fathom. I didn't understand. I didn't know how to do an invoice. My laptop was Zoom incompatible. Like it didn't make sense. But anyway, the next person that messaged me, I said that'll be £25, please, for an hour-long call. And I think we had like a FaceTime. And I didn't even know how to do an invoice, but I got the £25 from them, I think, via like a Monzo link.
Fantastic.
And that's how I started taking like this business thing seriously.
Mums always know best, right?
They do.
And what was that feeling after your first call? Like, were you just like, whoa, like
what was the feeling after that first call? I mean, I felt like I really knew my shit. I mean, I really doubt that I gave the best advice on that call. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think it was good, but I was really winging it. Because I had my background in like the jobs that I did, but I had to do a lot of learning to see how that could transpire into like the service-based industry, which is where I've kind of landed now. But that's completely different from running and like an events-based marketing. It's different stories, but I found my way.
incredible. And so at that point, you didn't know how to like send an invoice. Like, how did you upskill yourself on like all of the things you need to learn how to do to run a business? What was that learning curve like for you?
The first curve was I joined a free like 5-day challenge where you get put into like a little accountability group and you have to post something every day to promote your business. And so I was doing that, and I was like winging it, and I was like learning. It was very like beginner advice. And I remember someone in the group chat that I was in said to me, I think you could be doing stuff like this business owner is doing. And at that point, like, she was huge. She had like hundreds of thousands of followers doing content strategy like I do now. And I was like, what? I don't know. I don't get that. I just help people like market their business. She was like, yeah, that's what this person's doing. And that's when I was like, oh, maybe I can just niche down into just like social media content. I think that's going to make my life a lot easier, to be honest. And so that's kind of where the first thing happened. But then the second light bulb happened when I was in a clubhouse room, and I found myself in a chat, really small. I think there are like 3 people in there or 5 people in there, including myself, with people specifically talking about running a business with a chronic illness. And at this point, like, I was really sick still, even though I was like having these chats and doing the social media thing. I was really like in my second like biggest flare of my life. And so I went into this chat room and I was like, wow, And that's where I met the business coach that I've been working with since 2020.
Wow, I love that.
And they taught me, her name's May James,
Oh, yeah.
and she taught me so much and is still teaching me so
I think
much.
she did a workshop with Babes on Waves, right? I remember. I think I was in that workshop.
Maybe.
Oh,
If she did, I pushed her there.
I love that. And so, for context, that is where Jess and I originally met. We are both part of Babes and Waves here in London. That's so cool. And so, building a business around a chronic illness, how have you had to adapt along the way?
First was a big mindset shift. So I had to coin this little affirmation that I keep to myself and I share often, that women in business with chronic illness should charge more because our time works differently. There needs to be a different time tax, because if everyone's got their shit, but people with chronic illness have their shit plus they're in pain sporadically for no reason and have to do all these other things. So we have less physical time. We just have less time. I say women, especially women with children and women who have a period every month, like that, there's pain there already and there's time sucked there already. And then stack onto that your body just doing whatever it wants to do, and medication and the hospital trips and all that kind of stuff, is that it takes more time. So initially, when I first started, my rates were very low for a very high output. And I did that because I was like, well, I genuinely was like, well, I'm not as good as everyone else because I don't have as much time, and I'm just going to try my best and So the first thing I needed to make sure of is that I needed to charge more money and also be okay with my revenue and profit being lower, because I need more help in executing things excellently. So I really tried hard. Like I've had an accountant since day one. I've got like a tech VA now. I work with like copywriters and support because I just don't have the same time, which means I need to charge more because I really, really can't do all the things by myself. But that took a lot of like learnings and lessons. I mean, my hours, even when I'm like sick, like I'm pretty much routine with my time. Like I'm very much like a Monday to Friday babe. Mondays and Fridays I don't do client calls, and then between Tuesday and Thursday I do client calls. And this year I've kind of really found the balance. And actually one of the reasons I'm starting the membership is because I'm looking for a way to still give excellent work but do less direct consulting, like power hours and strategy sessions, because I'm finding I'm having just like there's more health shit happening, so I'm needing to adjust the business again. And I think being scrappy enough to consistently adjust the business depending what my body needs is a skill, and it's kind of why my business kind of, my offers and everything has changed year on year, because I just have to think, what can I do? And what can I do what I do excellently and deliver it excellently with the time and means that I have in front of me for the foreseeable.
And I think something really special about the brand that you've built for yourself as well is that your followers like love you. I mean, everyone always walks in like, oh my God, Jess Bruno. And I think that's a real testament to the work that you've put in. And I think you're very much a direct example of when people describe that like 1,000 true fans analogy. Like you've built a 6-figure business and you don't have like 100,000 followers, and that is very possible to do, and you build that close relationship with the people who are interacting with your content. And so how do you do that effectively? Like what were some of the things that you've done along the way to build those close connections with the people that follow you, so that when you do have to like adjust and pivot, people are still kind of like coming along for the ride?
I think it's the strategy that I have. I see content and Instagram as a CRM. I see it as a client portal rather than a social media. I've deluded myself into thinking every follower I have is a hot lead. And if they're following my business page, they most probably want to work with me. I just have that Delulu mindset, and why wouldn't they want to work with me? Why wouldn't they? And then I've followed the same content strategy since 2024, and it's only helped me grow. And this year it's helped me grow kind of like exponentially. Every post has a goal. On a Monday, the goal of the post is to reach new eyes and to go a bit further than just my current follower count. And I always make sure I anchor every single post with, I call them like bat signals, like Batman. So you have to be like, this is who I am. This is what I like. This is why you like me. Not like crazy obvious, not like uncomfortably obvious, but little bat signals and sprinkles, so I make it really like apparent. Like people always complimenting on like the amazing people that I bring into the space, and when I do my events, how like wonderful everyone is online and offline. And I'm like, I try really hard to make sure like no dickheads in this space.
Dickhead free zone.
And if I find you are a dickhead, you will be taken out of the space. Yeah. And so that's what I post on a Monday, a post that will, with the goal to attract like-minded people into my space. On a Wednesday, I'll post content that is more like law-based, nurture-based, going a bit deeper, not afraid to say warts and all stuff. Like one of my pin posts on my Instagram is me with the stoma out. Like I want to tell my backstory, and I want to consistently remind people about how this is not easy. Don't let the really pretty girls on Reels tell you how amazing it is that they grew overnight. Like, they have got a lot of privilege behind that growth. Don't forget that. I never like evangelize overnight success. I will be really transparent about it's going to take time. And that's kind of like what I have spoken about consistently. Like I always say, if growing on Instagram or any social media was easy, we'd all be doing it and we'd all be millionaires. Like, it's obviously not. It's not a lottery system, or nothing is lucky there. There's so many layers to what means you will grow over there, but those numbers don't have to equal the success of your business. And then on a Friday, I will always promote my offer.
Fair.
I will always tell people how to work with me. This is how you can work with me, and this is.
So it's like, I'm cool, but also like, yeah, you should.
Yeah. And the way these 3 posts are positioned, they all have the power to grow followers, convert followers, but I've given each one a specific goal. Has just helped me, and I've been doing that literally since 2024.
Fair play. Consistency works, right?
And I only post 3 times a week.
This sort of content schedule is friendly for everyone. I'm sure you dive even deeper into it on your programs, but it's friendly for everyone because it's not like thousands of posts. It's 3 posts a week, really. Do you find that you're attracting other people with chronic illnesses, or even like just people short on time towards your work because of the way that you market yourself and sharing your story as well?
I find that I attract those who feel, for lack of a better term, like the black sheep of the family. I find I attract people who, and I feel like that as well, who feel like they are too weird or too much or too anything to actually be themselves. And if they were to be themselves, something terrible would happen. And so they've got amazing businesses. Like they're not worried about the business, but their social media doesn't reflect the excellence they do inside of their business. I sometimes attract people with chronic illnesses, but if I do, they never come to my page asking for chronic illness or advice. They own it always through the lens of business advice, content advice. I find I attract those who are like, who want to really, they have this like deep craving of being bold and showing up and saying what they need to say, but they get tongue tied And so they lean on really, I call it boring snoring about me, about the founder post, because that's just what they have easily accessible to them. And now I'm having to wade through all of the chat AI copy that's like, it's a lot. But because the people that I attract, they feel like the odd one out who will never be understood, so they just water themselves down. And so what I do is help them find like and own their little like freakiness, their little nuances, and like monetize it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That. And what have been some of the most memorable moments for you on this journey?
I'm really bad at like logging the wins. I feel I've actually just like I've got such a bad short-term memory from the amount of medication that I've taken. One thing that I really want to do is start like tracking my wins and in a way that I can like visually see, like maybe it's like my own little Pinterest board or something. But I think because I genuinely always just think to the bad stuff that's happened. Like as I've grown my business, I've had these like crazy traumatic life experience happening at the same time. Like, so I often think, oh, well, that was quite memorable when I had to take 6 months off, and that was quite memorable when this thing happened. But I've had big collaborations. Like I've collaborated with Canva. I've spoken on stages. I'm been paid to travel. I'm being paid to travel up to Wales to do a talk. Like it's all really cool things. I think that, but the thing that mainly stands out for me is just that I can do, like, just that I never thought I'd be doing this.
Yeah. Hey.
Like that I can't see how this business would fail.
Love that.
And that's what stands out to me. Like, I think I really stress tested myself so much over the last 6 years. And I feel really confident in saying, like, I think this will be my forever job, whether I like it or not.
I love that. And I think as well, because it's always going to be evolving, right? How we use social media and the internet, and how just the things that we have access to, it's always going to be evolving. So there's always going to be something new to like dig into.
But what will never change is your story.
Exactly.
And that's what makes the sales.
Exactly. And so in terms of so that your story will never change, but what are some of the things that you are seeing that are changing in your
Just like AI.
I don't want to say it. I was hoping that was something else.
It's just AI. And like, I'm seeing so many different versions of me creating these AI, like how to train your AI, and buy this prompt, and here's the prompt that's going to change your business forever, and here's how you can da 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 da. But what so I use AI. I think everyone, even if they don't think they're using AI, they're using AI. Like, so from a copywriting perspective, I will write first, and then I might send it to AI to format it. But even when it formats it, it comes back weird. Even though it's like highly prompted, it comes back weird. And when I say weird, it just comes back as like the perfect polished version that it thinks it should do, or like the very cheesy version of the prompt that I've given. And that's just then using energy and water and resources that I could have used my own energy, water and resources to do, you know?
Yeah.
I just don't see it from a copyright perspective being any faster. But, or sometimes if I've got something to say and I'm having a very tired day, I will voice note it into AI and try and get that to format it, and specifically ask it not to change like the tone, the grammar, or any of the words, just add like full stops, commas, and apostrophes. And that helps. That is a time saver. I use AI like in Canva. There's like magic grab and background remover. Love that AI. If that's AI, I'm in. You know. But the way it's affecting my business, well, what I'm thinking about AI is that I think service-based industries should start charging more for having their human touch on it, because AI is now very accessible. In fact, I've had a really like nightmare situation with a client recently. I won't name them, but they booked in for a 90-minute strategy session, and then they get a handover. So you speak for 90 minutes, pulling out all the stuff about their brand, their business, and then I spend another 2 weeks developing this really robust handover, which includes like messaging, attract content, warm content, convert content, pin post, the whole shebang. Like, this is be with you. They had, and I really have great responses to this package. People love it. They go away being like, oh, this is so great, I'm going to use this forever. But this person had injected it into Claude and asked Claude what was wrong with it, and then asked me for a 50% refund. What? They said Claude has found all the stuff that was wrong with it. Not really. Nothing was wrong with it. It was perfect. I was writing it like I'm the shit. And so we were going back and forth for so long.
That's so crazy.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy. And at the end, I gave this person 2 options. I said, if you're really unhappy with it, even though I've already seen you use it, even though you've already had success using it, you've posted about it, if you're really that unhappy with it, you've got 2 options. Gesture of goodwill, I'll give you a 20% refund. Or you can get a 100% refund, and I'll need to see evidence of you deleting the files from your computer, because you're saying they're completely unusable.
And take the post down.
Take the post down. I want to take my IP back.
Yeah.
And that shut them down.
I love that, because this is like, that's so weird to be like, well, Claude says it's wrong, but like, you've got the posts up.
This is the thing. And it's like, but I think AI is having this like profound effect on all of us and gaslighting us into thinking this is right and this is wrong.
Yeah, no,
It's so hard. It's so hard. And I get the appeal of time saving. But I'm like,
I think it's only really effective when on the like user end, you know what you're talking about. Because like I have clients who will send me Notion briefs that have clearly been written with AI, and I'm like, none of this actually applies to Notion.
Because it's not even saying words. I think it's like word soup. What are you saying?
I've been so tempted to be cheeky and be like, if you give me an AI brief, I need to charge you for it, because I need to like decipher all of this nonsense.
I'm adding, so in my group program, I have a content review. Every Friday, people can send me content review, and I had to add in a no AI copy clause. And if I see it's AI, I'm going to send it back to you. Love that. And like, you can use AI and make it sound like you, that's fine. But if I clock the AI usage and I'm getting a headache reading it, I can't. Yeah. This is not for you, not for me. And people stop sending me their content to review because they are so reliant on AI. And I had a conversation with a client about it the other day, and we were reading through her content, and I read it back to her, and I said, this doesn't sound, I've never heard you say this word and this phrasing. I'm curious to know, like, did you use AI to assist you in writing it? And they said, yeah, I just asked it to make, what I was saying clearer. And I said, well, can I see what you originally said? And what they originally said was so much better and so much more like them and so different and so unique versus what AI came out with. I think you can make money in AI. I think AI copy can make really good money. But as it is now, I hate it for copywriting, and I'm getting headaches consistently reading all of this word soup that I'm getting, and I'm struggling to find the words and the way that I can tell people that you don't need it to write for you, apart from like, do you remember when AI wasn't here and you used to write all your captions and everything was fine? Yeah. And you didn't really complain that much about it. But it's so accessible and so here and so quick. Like I'm trying to find ways to either ethically add it in, which I don't see there being any ethical way of me adding it in, and maybe I'll find the way, or being on the side of like using, I don't use AI, there's no AI here, as part of the selling point.
That's fair. It's an interesting one. I'd say the only time I use it really is for the podcast show notes. And but that's like a first draft, and then I'll go and make it not sound like a robot, because I just objectively listening back through like an hour episode and then like writing, it's too long.
I'm doing that from scratch.
I'm like,
much.
This is a lot.
It's absolutely too much. I remember when I was doing part of my work in the very beginning, one of my clients had a podcast and they wanted me to do this for them, and I had to do it manually. And so I'd use Otter to transcribe it, and then all you'd have was like big bit of transcription that you had to go and manually format. Like it's a lot. So using AI to be the middleman, copy and paste and transcript, that editing it, and that works.
Yeah, people just need to like go over it and like be like,
Just read it. Fuck it, read it out loud. Just read it. But even reading it will trick your brain into thinking, well, this must be right because AI is the algorithm. The algorithm knows what I should say to get reach, and so this must be the better way of saying it.
Yeah.
It's mental, and they'll skim what they've got back.
Yeah. No, I like that you are putting your foot down in terms of your content group. Make content human again.
Please.
Love that. And so we've talked about your business not going to fail, obviously, but where do you, so cliche, but where do you see yourself in 5 years' time, if you even thought that far?
In terms of business, I see myself only do it. Like, I really enjoy doing the group coaching program, and I think I'll really love having this membership. Though in 5 years' time, I don't know what the state of content will be.
Yeah.
So only time will tell. Maybe I'll transition more into doing public speaking, writing a book, having a podcast situation, and being more of a like founder creator with advice rather than having a direct touch point with the client. Maybe that's where I'll transition to in 5 years, if I can start the work on that now.
I think that's fair. Like, I've been speaking to a lot of people, also like service providers and coaches and so forth. Who all like a roughly similar age, have been in the game for roughly a similar time, and we're kind of reaching the point where it's like client work is exhausting. Like the direct touch point,
direct touch point client work is exhausting. So you've got two options. You can either agency and do the agency thing, or you can move into more of high touch consulting where you don't do any of the do for you. You say, this is how you can do it.
Yeah. Literally, I'm seeing a lot more of us do the second option, where it's like the high touch consulting, and of course for a membership group, because it's a lot. Yeah.
But once you've kind of built the reputation and you've got all of the proof to say I know what I'm doing, it's a different kind of person that will want to work with you. But people just want to know how you did it, and they want to pay to be in your like brain for a bit, no matter how you want to deliver it.
Literally. Well, I love that for you.
Hope you're enjoying the show. We'd love to hear what you're thinking. Drop a comment and share your thoughts. Even better, if you're loving the show, take 2 seconds to rate us 5 stars wherever you get your podcast. It really helps other people find us. And if you want to be a guest, details in the show notes on how to sign up. Now, let's jump back in.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your business journey. Now we're going to talk about fun stuff. And I'm knowing that you started out in music makes so much sense to me. Because I know I'm like, crushing, this makes so much sense. But I always start this section with music. Like, what is your ultimate hype song?
It's so embarrassing, but I love it. It's MacArthur Park.
I don't know it.
It's a big tune.
Okay, what genre are you talking here?
It's like disco,
Oh.
but I love MacArthur Park so much. It's just like I don't know if it's a big metaphor for something, but it's about someone left their cake out and then it started raining and they don't have the recipe for it and they don't know if they can ever bake it again.
Okay.
And it's just like, oh no, it's just like, I think I love it because it's the funniest irreverent lyric writing for the most like big ballad song.
Yeah.
I think it. Let me just cross reference something. Hang on.
So I'm fascinated.
It's
Disco
really
song
good.
about cake. I will be looking this up. Two things that I love: disco and cake.
It's by Donna Summer. Yeah, I just had to. It's
I love Donna Summer.
and I love that's my big tune.
Okay, I will definitely be adding that to the playlist.
And I really love a bit of N-dubs.
You know what? Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like first things first. If I really need to be put in a place, I'll go to
It's
N-dubs.
and suddenly you're 15 again, and everything is fine.
And everything is fine.
And then what are some of your personal policies that just like keep you sane? To like, on my side, I try not to take calls before 10 a.m. if I can really avoid it.
Yeah. So same. No calls on Mondays, no calls on Fridays, no calls before 10 a.m., no calls after 4 p.m. I have had clients, American clients and clients like in New Zealand that have required me to have a 6 p.m. or a 7 p.m. call this year, and I'm choosing to say no. So like I love the clients that I've got right now, so I think they might be the exception, but going forwards, I'm not onboarding anyone whose time zones don't work between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. And I only have on Tuesdays to Thursdays 3 calls max, and on the last week of every month I don't have any client calls. I'm out of office and I'm only working on my business, or I'll have calls like this, like a podcast or a talk or something. That's where I put in my extracurricular work activities.
Love that. I love that extracurriculars.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. And how are you managing the booking? Is it like you're using like Calendly to sort out like the buffers and so forth? How do you put in those restrictions?
So I use Dubsado, and my actual calendar, I have like out of office blocks. I'm really like a color coded time blocky kind of girl, so I have to have a visual in my calendar of what I'm doing and when I'm doing it.
Fair.
And then Dubsado I use for all of my booking and one-to-one client stuff.
Makes sense. And then let's talk style. How would you describe your personal style uniform? And are there any brands that you lean towards?
I wear so much Adidas.
You do
I wear
actually.
so much. Yeah. I wear so much Adidas. I really gravitate towards Adidas. I want to call myself like corporate athleisure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah, to be fair, they have really like stepped up the game recently,
They really
especially
have.
their like little collabs with ASOS and stuff. I'm like, oh, this is not bad. Not bad.
Yeah. I really like an Adidas moment.
Great. And then beauty. Do you have any hero beauty products that you could not live without?
I was such a. Do I have any beauty products I can't live without? I mean, no. I'm very flirty when it comes to products. I buy the cheapest one in Boots of what I need, and I really like micellar water, but I also have like a texture thing when it comes to stuff on my face. I'll wear makeup if I'm like if I'm doing an event or out, but I really like prefer not to, unless it's winter when I want the extra layer. I have like these like beauty products and like even with personal hygiene stuff, I get really overwhelmed by doing it because I have like a little like neurodiverse tendencies there. So I have the high touch version of what I could do and the low touch version. So like let's say in the morning, in the evening, if I'm having like a very big, I can't have anything touch me, but I really want to wash my face, I'll just use like simple makeup wipes. Not the best thing for me, but it gets the job done. If I have all the energy, I will do the 5-step skincare routine. But I'm not like married to any of the products. Like someone asked me the other day for my, send me your like skincare routine, your skin's doing great. And I was like, I mean, I've just wiped my face with this flannel for a week.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No. I love that. Honestly, sometimes the best skincare is just like reducing your stress levels and like eating properly and drinking water.
yeah.
Oh, fair play. Yeah, I have similar on my side where I'm just like low touch, high touch, whatever you feel like on that day.
Yeah. And I don't beat myself up if I can't do it as well. If I'm really having I call it a grub day where I can't do it. I've accepted that that's part of me and there's always tomorrow.
There's always tomorrow, 100%. And then when it comes to your tech stack, you already mentioned Dubsado. I think you've also mentioned Canva. Is there anything else in your tech stack that is just like crucial to your business?
Dubsado for contracts, invoicing, and bookings. ClickUp for communications with my tech VA, who is more than a tech VA, but that's where we talk. That's where we communicate. Kartra is where I host my group programs and my membership. There's no community add-on to Kartra though, which is why I have Slack. I really like Slack. It feels like grown-up MSN. And then I use Google Drive and Google Suite loads. Like that's where I keep all of my folders and everything. That's like my cloud storage. And the AI that I do use for help is Gemini. So it helps me fix spreadsheets because I use Google spreadsheets, and that's the Gemini is what I use to format copy. And then Tide I use as my banking app. And I have, I think that's my tech stack.
Love the one. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about Tide. How is your experience there?
Great. It's the only one that like I had to move over to a business banking thing, and that was the only one that accepted me. So that's just the one that I went on.
Fair enough.
But I'm enjoying it.
Fair play. And then in terms of like business resources, is there anything that you consume to make you a better business person? So it could be podcasts, newsletters, accounts on social media, what have you.
I get really triggered by other business owners. I get a bit like I have bad shiny object syndrome and I have to try and like stay in my bubble as much as possible. But in terms of like business advice, I've consistently worked with May James, who's a business strategist, who I get loads of my consulting needs from. I listen to the May James podcast. And then I kind of let myself consume more creative content, not from a business perspective. Because I'm on my phone all the time for my client work. I'm constantly researching, looking for ideas and all that kind of stuff. My media use usually is through like just trashy TV. But there are like groups and memberships that I have been part of that I've really benefited from over the years as well. But I kind of like tap in and tap out to them because I know like, and that's something that I'm always working on, is trying to reduce my imposter syndrome and really be that cheerleader. And I've got so much better at it. And I have like private group chats with founders that we just talk the shit.
Love that. Fair play, fair play. And so all of those are going to be in your profile, everything that you just mentioned. So if you're listening, don't worry. You don't have to like take frantic notes. Just go to the profile page in the show notes.
Oh, hey again. Did you know there are roughly 100,000 London business babes out there? And we're on a mission to reach as many as possible. Enjoying what you hear? To support the hours of work that goes into making this special, you can either A, consider supporting directly as a paid monthly Substack subscriber to also unlock future exclusive content for less than a coffee and a croissant. B, any brands listening, we'd love to explore ways for you to be part of the journey. C, at the very least, on your next co-working date, tell a fellow London business babe about us. Details in the show notes. Now let's jump back in.
And now we want to talk about London. And so, are you from London? Okay, because you mentioned Brighton earlier, and I was like, wait, but okay. Whereabouts in London are you at the moment?
North London girly.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Fair play. And is there anything on your bucket list in London, even though you're from here?
It's not really like I really want to do that, but I want to go to more shows. I want to spend some more time in the West End. Like I've seen some really cool shows, but I guess it's not bucket list. It's just something that I want to do more consistently. I want to be more involved in like not just like the big productions, but going to more of like the little ones as well, and injecting myself more into like the theatre side of London because it's so amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think you would ever dip your toes back into the performing world?
Tread the boards. No, I'm so fulfilled with my work. It gives me the same
So
rush.
karaoke only at this point.
Yeah.
Amazing. And then are there any food spots that you would want to shout out in London?
I love Cook Daily.
Oh, where's that?
Delicious. It's delicious. It's like a vegan spot. They've moved around a little bit, but let me find it. Actually, I'll let you find it.
Yeah.
Cook Daily, delicious vegan food.
Okay, fair enough. And are there any co-working or membership groups that you want to shout out as well that you're part of?
I love the one that we're in. Do you call it ethos or ethos?
Oh my! I was having an existential crisis about this the other day. So Jess and I are both part of. I say ethos, but then I heard one of their staff say ethos, and then I was like,
I say ethos.
"Oh,
Yeah. I like ethos.
yeah." It's just I like ethos.
But maybe it's ethos.
I'm calling it ethos.
I don't know. I love that. I love it. It's so good.
It's lush. It is very lush. I've been like recruiting people.
I haven't been there in a couple of weeks because of the heat and I've been really busy, but I can't wait to get back.
Yeah, no, I hear it. It's hard sometimes to go in when you've just like your day's like piecemealed and it's just kind of there's no point going in for like 2 hours. But,
Yeah, exactly.
The people are lovely. So you can find us at Shoreditch.
Yeah. I love it. I love bopping around there. I love going there. It's just gorgeous and all the stuff that's available in there is really, really nice.
Yeah.
Another place I like, I live near Wood Green and there was actually a lovely co-working space there called Clockwise. So if you're looking, if you're in those ends, that's a really good place. I was never a full-time member. I just got day passes there, but it really helped.
Fair play. And something I have been meaning to ask people more about is leisure clubs. Are you part of any like fun?
I was a David Lloyd's girly,
Fair.
but then I cancelled that because I wasn't going enough. I was doing loads of Zumba, but like not like salsa Zumba, like hip hop Zumba. And I really liked that, but then I moved a bit further away. I want to. I like on my list of stuff to do. Like I want to join. And I want to find a Dungeons and Dragons group that I can play with because I'm really into that. But no, I'm not part of any leisure clubs right now, but I am actively looking to find a Dungeons and Dragons
Start one.
group if anyone's doing one. I don't think I'd be a good dungeon master.
Fair enough. Yeah, if anyone's listening, What is this thing? Jen's up.
I'll make a good bard.
Love that.
Don't worry if it's a lot to take in. All of the amazing tools, spots, and recommendations mentioned by our guests can be found in the Coffee and Oysters guide. Details in the show notes.
All right, so now we are gonna wrap this up, and we're talking about being cheerleaders earlier. I always like to say in the show that we are our own and each other's biggest cheerleaders. So what is a win for yourself that you want to celebrate, and of someone else in the community that you want to celebrate?
I've had a really hard year and lots of like sticky, even like legal situations that have come up, and I've really backed myself in them and sought out, invested in professional advice, and I'm still standing today, and I'm really excited to launch my new offer. So, and I'm really proud of that. I've been super consistent, especially this year with content, and it's paying off for me. So those are the things that I'm happy about. And then a shout out to someone in the community. I want to shout out Jazz Marfo.
Oh, yeah.
She has just like, I think she must have had like a hyper focus day, because she posted like 8 things on Instagram in one day, and I can see like she's going through this change, and she's changed her Instagram name. She's got all these new ideas with where the business is going. So I saw that and I was like, you go, Jazz.
But I need to check that out. Jazz was on the show last year. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, amazing. And I always ask people what they want to plug, but I'm assuming we're plugging the membership.
I actually will just plug my
fair
Instagram
enough.
page. So come and follow me at that Jess Bruno and see what I'm doing.
And then, is there anything that you need help with? Well, apart from finding a dungeon master, is there anything that you need help with?
I'd love to find a dungeon master. And what I need help with is, what do I need help? I think that's such a big, I need help with so many things. But I always need words of encouragement. I'm a words of affirmations girly. So if you enjoy my space, do tell me.
Go hype Jess up, everyone.
Yeah, go hype me.
And then finally, you never know who's listening. Dream big. Who is a dream collaboration for you?
I think I would fuck shit up on a TED Talk. Yeah, I feel like it's a really cliche business thing to do, but I would like to collab with TED.
Nice. So there are loads of like local, like London ones. You could definitely do one of those.
I know, but I want to do the big one.
Can you do, just do it. Just, I don't know who you have to email or someone.
Yeah.
Exciting. Well, thank you so much for today. Where can people find you?
You can go to my website, jessicabruno.co.uk, or search that Jess Bruno on Instagram.
Fabulous. Well, thank you very much and have a glorious rest of your week.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening. Get in touch at coffeeandoysters@gmail.com. Stay connected at Coffee and Oysters Pod on TikTok and Instagram. And never miss out by subscribing to Substack. Details in the show notes. And most importantly, keep those 5-star ratings coming, and see you next time.